Hi and welcome to Geeks for Geeks. Today we would be discussing yesterday's problem of the day, that is first node of loop in linked list. So let me just see how many people are up. Hi Nakaj, hi Rishit. Okay, so I think we can start off. Won't take much time. Chrome tab, and this is good to go. Entire screen. So basically, I don't think you need to recapitulate the question today, so I won't be giving you time. Rather, I would be explaining the question myself. So let us just see. So see, in this problem, you are given a linked list. What is basically a linked list? Linked list is a data structure where each values or the each container, individual container, and the next container is linked by a pointer. Basically, the next pointer doesn't guarantee you that it would be a contiguous. Like it is non-contiguous, an array is contiguous. So we have something like this, something like this, then we have something like this. Okay, then suppose like this. So it is a linked list. So now it is told that the linked list can have this scenario. Okay, if the linked list has this kind of scenario, basically this point is known as cycle in a linked list or loop in a linked list. Basically, it's just like very akin to the graph thing. Okay, so now you can say that this is the starting point of the loop of a linked list. So this is the head of a linked list. Okay, at this point the loop starts. So we are told that we first need to detect if there is a loop or not. If there is a loop, then we need to find the first starting point. Let us first discuss what to do when there is no loop, because that seems to be the most simple one. So if there is no loop, return -1. Else we need to return the point where it is the very first one. Okay. So now we need to detect. So first one is detect and then finding the starting position. The very first one is detect the loop. The very next one is that we need to find the starting point of the loop. Starting point of the loop. These are the two things that you need to do. Else we need to return -1. So first tell me if you are clear with the problem statement or not. Like what to do. Just give me a quick yes or no. Okay. Okay, thanks a lot, Pinal. Thanks a lot, Rishi. So we would move forward and let us see this. So basically, we need to detect the loop in a linked list and the starting point of the loop. So detecting the loop in a linked list is done by many techniques, but we won't go in that depth. Why? Because that is not the area we would be focusing on. So assume that you already know finding the loop in a linked list. Even though you don't know, we would talk about the most optimal solution. The most optimal solution to detect the loop in a linked list is this one. Like the intuition is, like suppose you are given a circle, okay, and then you start running. Okay, suppose I start running and then my brother also starts running. Suppose this is my brother and this is me. Suppose we both start running in a circular path. Okay, my big brother has 2x of my speed and I have 1x speed. Okay, so we can say that after some point of time, definitely my brother would overtake me again. Like brother is already ahead of me, then he would be running fast, then he would definitely overtake me. So if at this point of intersection, we can say that at this point of intersection, me and my brother would be standing in the same position. Translating the same thing in Hindi is, अगर सोचो एक सर्कुलर से ग्राउंड है, उसमें मैं और मेरे भाई दौड़ने लगे और मेरे भाई मेरे दुगनी स्पीड से दौड़ते हैं, तो वो मुझे एक सर्टेन पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम के बाद ओवरटेक कर लेंगे, और एक पॉइंट ऐसा आएगा जब वो मेरे बगल में रहेंगे, मुझे ओवरटेक करने के बाद वो मेरे बगल में रहेंगे, एंड वी बोथ वुड बी इन द सेम पोजीशन इन दैट सर्कुलर पाथ। ओके, so at that point we would say that if my position is equal to my brother's position, then we would say a loop exists. Okay, a loop exists. Simple enough. So we would be introducing a slow pointer which would be moving one point at a time, and a fast pointer which would be moving 2 point at a time. So if there is a loop, so now I would tell you the intuition in terms of programming. Suppose if there is a loop, then that we would start come from this direction, and this would go, and then we would be in a circle only. Like we would be going here endlessly. Okay, so we would start moving in a circular path again, and then the path which is not a part of this loop, that would be ignored. Okay, that is why we would start from the same position. Now let us see the visualization of this, like how this basically works. Okay, so now suppose this is the very first one. Okay, so now suppose this is the slow pointer and this is the first pointer. Okay, so at the first instance this slow pointer would move here and this fast pointer would move here. Then this slow pointer would move here. Okay, and this fast pointer would move here, and then this slow pointer would again move here, and this fast pointer would move here two times. Okay, am I clear? Yes. So now again this slow pointer would move here and this fast pointer would move here. Then again this slow would move here and this fast would move here. Okay. Then again this slow would move here and this fast would move here. Then again this slow would move here and this fast would move here. So now at this position slow is equal to fast. So if at any position slow is equal to fast, we would say yes, this is the point where a loop exists. So now the idea of finding. So am I clear with the finding of loop in a linked list or not? Give me a quick yes or no. Like to find at if a loop exists in a linked list or not. Give me a quick yes or no. Give me a quick yes or no if the loop in a linked list exists. Okay. Thanks Mo Muzimdar. Okay. Fair enough. Now we would move forward. Okay. So now see, we need to find the starting point of the loop of a linked list. So basically the algorithm is, please keep this in mind. Okay. The first point was when they would intersect. So let me just see. Yes, I have presented my screen. First point was when they would intersect. Till intersection, we are done. Okay. So the first point was till the intersection. Okay. After intersection, we would talk about what was the point of intersection. What was the point? This was the point. Like, let me show you this also. This was the point. Okay. So now see, first was the point of intersection. Okay. This was the point. Now what you need to do is you need to have either the slow or the fast pointer initialized to the front. So let's take the slow one. Slow comes first. Slow would be assigned to the head of the linked list. So now we would take the slow assigned to the head of the linked list. Okay. And then what you need to do is, this is the most crucial step. Speed is equals to 1. Speed is equals to 1. And this point is very necessary for both. Just remember these three steps. First was the intersection step, and that is intuitive. Then we need to see that you need to just reset the slow pointer and fast pointer would remain at its same position. Then they both would have the same speed itself. Okay, so now let us see this. Okay, this is very interesting to be honest, and this is non-intuitive. So please see this visualization. Now they both would start moving in the same, that is speed 1. So at the first instance, they would move here. In the next instance, they would move here. In the next instance, they would move here. Okay. In the next instance, this would move here. In the next instance, this would move here. And in the next instance, this would move here. So now you can see that the point that they have collided is nothing but the starting point of the loop in a linked list. Okay. How this is happening, I would just tell you the intuition, but this is your homework to be honest. So just take this length as L, okay, and the point where it got intersected, just represent that with K, and the whole with the value, and the whole with the value as N itself. Okay. So now you can say the speed of the fast pointer is 2 times the speed of the slow pointer. So we can say that the distance covered by the slow pointer was L plus 2 into N into K plus this point K. So like the speed, the length, distance traveled by the slow pointer is L with N times it would turn around, N multiplied by X. Let's suppose it has turned around X times, and then add with K. Then the first pointer would be nothing but this multiplied by 2. Just you can equate these two and you would see that the first one is a multiple of the second one. You can see it by yourself. See, the explanation of the proof after this equation is a homework, because I can't make explanation of the equations very clear, but I can help you with the visualization, I can help you with the implementation. So this is the thing. When they would intersect, make the slow pointer, reset it to the head, and then they should move in speed of 1. Okay, so am I clear with this? So I drew a random linked list, had this proved. So now tell me quickly if this thing is clear, then we would move to the coding part. Just tell me quickly if this thing is clear or not. Like you need to remember the 3 step. Okay, like क्या होगा जब दोनों टकरा जाते हैं, तब एक को फिर से वही पॉइंट पे वापस जाना पड़ता है कि वहीं पे रह जाता है. Okay, so whenever you want to remember, like I did, like what I do to remember is that suppose two kind of mentalities start working together with different pace, then they collide. First person decides to just reset everything and go to the starting point, and now to track their progress they start moving in one step at a time, like they start moving in the same speed. Okay, thanks a lot Mo Mojumdar, thanks a lot Rishit. So now let's move back. So I would stop presenting my screen, I would present my tab instance so that you would have a better view. Okay, yes, I think this is good enough. Okay, so now we would say that if the head is equals to null, we would return -1. Let's suppose there is no nodes only. What to do in that scenario? We can't do anything to be honest. Okay, so we would say that if head is equals to null, return -1. Okay, and then we would initialize two pointers. Node star slow is equals to head. Okay, then node star fast is equals to the head. Both would be initialized in the starting point. Now, while fast is not equal to null. So to be honest, this would only execute, this while loop would only get false if there is no, if there is like no loop in the linked list. Okay, and fast is also not equal to null. Dot next is not equal to null. Okay, So now you would say that why we are catering the fast. I also thought it, to be honest. So now think in this direction, that suppose I am sitting here and my brother is sitting in front of me. Or so let's suppose ki I and my brother who had different speed. This is 2x, this is x. Okay. So suppose we both start running, and I know that if we start from the same point and my brother is 2 times speed of mine, then he would definitely overtake me from the very first instance. So if suppose I and my brother start walking down the road and he is walking 2 times of mine, okay. So if there is a road blockage in front in the road, okay, like in future, okay, so he would be the first one who would be encountering that blockage. So in the same manner, if there exists no such blockage, if there exists some blockage, then the first encounter would be done by the fast pointer. Okay, so we would say slow is equals to slow dash next. Okay, then fast, we would say fast is equal to fast dash next. But fast needs to move 2 pointer at a time. So we would say if the next fast that next also exists, then we would say fast is equals to fast that, okay, next. Fair enough. Now at if any point slow is equal to fast, we taught that. So slow is equal to the fast thing, then we would break from here. Now we would have this. Okay. Now we come at this point. Okay. So now we would say that if slow is not equal to fast, it might be a scenario that this got false and there is no loop. If slow is not equal to false, we would return -1. Okay. Now we would make the slow pointer reset it to the very front. So slow would be equal to head. Now both would have the same speed. Okay. While slow is not equal to fast. Okay. Now we would say slow is equals to slow dash next, and fast is equals to fast dash next. Okay. And then we would say return fast dash data. Fast as well as slow, either would solve the purpose. Now let us see how many errors I am making. Okay. Okay. So tell me the point at which you are not able to understand. Thanks a lot, Lucky Senpai. Just tell me quickly the point where you're not able to understand. Okay. Thanks a lot, Mo Mujumdar. Rishit, Penal, and Nekaj. Can you quickly confirm? Nowadays, line number 60. While slow is not equal to fast. Okay, I would tell you that also. So, see, it might be a case that there is no loop. If there is no loop, then the fast would point to null. This would become false, and the control of the program would come here. Like this never got executed. This got false. If this got false, then also we would exit, na? See, this is also making us exit, and this is the false of this loop is also making us exist. Is we are trying to say that while के अंदर एक कंडीशन है जो फॉल्स होने से बाहर आ जाएगी, और while के अंदर भी एक कंडीशन है जो ट्रू होने से ब्रेक हो जाएगी. सो जो while का कंडीशन है वही अगर फॉल्स हो गया तो हम लोग नीचे आ जाएंगे ना. सो यहाँ पर आने से जरूरी नहीं कि स्लो वुड बी इक्वल टू फॉल्स. So we would say if slow is not equal to false, we would return -1. That is why we are saying that. Any more concern or queries? Okay. Rishit, have you got it? Quickly just confirm. Okay. Thanks a lot. So that was it from my side. I think no more errors are there. So, if you're watching this stream till this point of time, consider liking the video and commenting on the video so that the reach of this video could be increased and this work could be justified. And if you're watching this stream in the recorded version, feel free to just like and comment the video or give your views regarding this so that this work could also be justified. That's it for today. Thank you and have a nice day. Good night, everyone.